beautiful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number 1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can solve the problem by spreading the ball around. Because anytime you lose your number 1 guy, it's obviously a blow to your offense. But it's also an opportunity to say, hey, they can't focus on trying to stop one guy. Keep spreading it around. The last part, each one of those receivers, they believe they're the number 1 guy, and they're ready to step up. And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Akers. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
On the sneak, it's Stafford. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. They'll run for it with Akers. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Rams have got it back.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble now, great field position. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And Akers, he is not going to get there. They mark him short of the first. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. Leonard Floyd in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
He gets it to Cooks. It's a gain of 9, but it's also going to mean a punt here on their opening drive.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. On 1st down, Stafford here. And that's now a 2-touchdown game as the Eagles have scored again. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Hey, bro, you don't got to wait on me to pick my
So
play.
here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Stafford. He'll buy some time right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. On the handoff, running left is Akers. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. The Rams on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And the pass to Henry is intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Room here to run.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This take it in at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack. And they're staring up at a 3rd and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Back to throw, Watson. Amendola's got it, complete. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Stafford. Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Stafford. Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he whips that one incomplete there.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Stafford. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. He's at the 30. 10. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TV.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Watson. He shakes him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The final shot before the break, Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken. Successfully. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10. Watson to give. This is Johnson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
But this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
They go to Johnson again. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Watson on first down. David Johnson here on the catch. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down. Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. To throw is Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jabari Zuniga drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. From the red zone now, Stafford. Complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Akers. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Second down and goal. Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Justin Reed. He's at the 40. 20. 10. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still have the option. But let's face it, there's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Stafford here, coming off his pick 6. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Back to throw, Stafford. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jonathan Grenard able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Johnny Hecker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's Johnson again on second down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now a first down throw. Watson. He's going to go deep for Conley. Tried to drop it in there, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen RAMZ. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play action. Stafford. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Meanwhile, Stafford's throw into the hands of Henry here. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jimmy Moreland. And the Texans are going to have it here just past the 25. Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 26. They'll start with a handoff to Johnson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Running from the gun, Johnson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They've now produced 3-yard gains on 3 straight plays. Leads us to 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. On first down, Akers. And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory. Down at the 31. They'll run this with Akers. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. They'll roll him out right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Rams on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now a give. Akers running left. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. On 4th down, Stafford. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 14. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's 2nd and 10. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Here's Watson. He's going to go deep for Conley. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be blocked out shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Let's just be frank, they're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
He's got a man. Complete.
Missed.
He will not go down. Touchdown, L.A. Cooper Kupp, his second touchdown on the season. And the Rams get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Tremont Smith. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And it's starting to look like that three-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the fourth quarter. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Johnson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Watson now to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Jabari Zuniga picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Stafford on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jimmy Moreland. And the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish,